on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast. Are you ready to greet Ed, Rich, Crow, and Pete as they talk Evercade? Good times will never fade. Put away the switchblade, sheath the sword of Vienna. Stop the blaster master, there's no enemy below as we dip into euphoria. Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Evercade podcast. Rich again, helped it at the last second. I'm also here. We got Genejoke. What's up?
What's going on? What's up?
I think this is Crow's second ever time he's missed Evercast. I think.
It might be. Yeah, he's been a consistent dude for sure.
Yeah. Pete's on vacation and all that. Don't worry, people. Talk about your polls with my polls. So.
Nice.
All kinds of good stuff. So yeah, welcome. And actually, his poll will be like a good segue into talking about the keychains and all that. We'll get to that. So yeah, actually, I think it feels like it's been forever too since me and Rich have been on the same, right? I think
been a little bit anyway.
I think I missed the last the never-ending car stuff that has to get done. Good lord.
Right.
Oh man. So how you guys doing?
I'm hanging in. Yeah, doing the thing. It's been busy. So it's the calm. Well, it's not even calm. It's just like the storm before the bigger storm. Right now at work. It's just there's been so much construction that has been happening at the place that I work at. It's just it seems like it's not going to end, but it's starting to the light is starting to shine, and then you can see it at the end of the tunnel. You just got to get through it, and then but as soon as you get through, you're like, oh, I can breathe for 5 seconds, and then everyone comes back because it's time for school again. So it's going to be nuts. It's going to be absolute bedlam, but we're doing it, man. We're getting there. So,
dude, I forgot. Now, after the summer's over, we have people back from vacation, teenagers driving. Oh my,
man.
Tuesdays through Thursdays have been so much worse.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a seaside town, so the summer is pretty madness, really.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to some holidays being over and things quietening down a little bit. But there's air shows and things to happen yet, so yeah. More chaos to come yet.
No way. Yeah, no, I can only imagine. But it was just a reality check. After the summer, it's everybody just came out of the woodwork and well, we're all back. I'm like, man. even to get out of just to get out of my town, it's oh man, so much. All right. Well, you know what? Before we get into things, let's see. Who do we have here in the chat? That's right, Pete's on vacation. Inception time. We also have fan fiction. Cool. Copy. We have Immortal. Lots of channel members and things. Ian Hobbies. Wolfside. Archive Gig. Hey, been a while. All right. Hotter than hell in the US. Dude, he just posted to I think what did he say in the Discord? He just said he might not be able to make it.
Yeah. He said there was something going on. And I was like, okay, it's all good.
It's always part of the fun. So I figured maybe you'd be here. I'm like, hey, we'll bring Gene back on. But it's awesome to have. And my cock hurts. All right. So get those magnifying glasses ready for the keychains. We'll get into that. But we'll go to my poll, and then we'll go to Pete's poll, and then we can kind of see, and then maybe we can even talk about the next cart review. Just depends on what we feel and whatnot.
Sure.
All right. So, because we also forget Neo Geo Collection 1 Roadcraft DX is coming at the end of this month. So I was pretty pumped about that, for new carts. But I just wanted to ask, Is everyone else pumped for that? And yeah, 125 votes, 78% says that they are.
I'm
you
definitely
guys
pumped.
awesome?
And I got my shipping notification, so I'm
You
pumped
did?
about that too. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got the shipping notification the day of the new update on the keychains.
Nice.
Yeah, still waiting on mine, but up for folks in the States, Eat Fun Stock do ship a bit earlier so they get on there on time. So, yeah, be anticipating mine midweek or something.
Yeah, I want to say, well, like probably well, I doubt maybe today, probably Monday. Usually from US, US sellers. Yeah, usually it's kind of like the week before. Oh, hey, Dust 95. Okay, some new people haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, I'm hoping to get it. I'll probably get it by the end of this week. And then next week, I'll be able to make a video, so I'll have to find some other content. Where's Pete? He has a different accent. Yeah, it's Pete's new look. No, he's on vacation. He's on vacation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I might be equally pumped for both, just kind of because like Roguecraft is a brand new game, and so it seems like there's a lot of potential there. And of course, Neo Geo is Neo Geo. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I love Rogue 64, so I'm really looking forward to Roguecraft. Neo Geo, yeah, I've played most of the games before to some degree. I know it's going to be a good cart, so it's a little bit less exciting because it's more of a known quantity. But yeah, absolutely looking to really digging into King of the Fighters 2000.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that was on it. Yeah, for me, it's like it's the only way I'll ever be able to own like a licensed Neo Geo card. So that's what's super excited. Actually, that's right. Magician Lord is on there, and I want to say I'm pretty sure if I remember. I think it was like 4 a.m. Laundry on one of his last. He's lives in Japan, goes retro game hunting, and like I want to say Magician Lord there was like $700 and something for like the AES. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, not to mention like Metal Slug. I think I remember it was like $50,000 for like an official like complete AES. It's like, oh my god, like that's like, who has that money?
Definitely not me. I mean, even at £700, you could buy a PS5 and all the Neo Geo sort of downloadable. What's it? The Arcade Archives things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, actually, since you brought up Arcade Archive, kind of related random off. I don't know if you've watched that guy's channel, where like he opened his own arcade. The Arcade Archive. It's part of. It used to be called like the Nintendo Archive, but he had to change it.
I think I've seen that guy.
Is that one that he does a podcast type thing, sort of more audio than video?
He might. It used to be like like the what's the guy that has like the channel like the Cave, where like basically I'm trying to remember where in England that is, but he like completely like opened he converted it to like I guess like a retro store that you would find like in the UK like in like the early 80s. Oh, what is that? It's gonna drive me nuts. But anyway, you can like pay. You can like it's like an arcade slash kind of like slash museum. Like you can pay for like a day trip. Oh man, why can't I remember?
Is it RMC the Cave?
Yes. That's exactly. Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought of like randomly to ask. But yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, and I guess they must be like really good friends because like the arcade part is kind of like in the lower half of the basement, and he did videos where they completely like they redid the whole thing. They picked up like one of the Mega Drive, like I guess the equivalent of like the Nintendo Play Choice, like the Mega Drive version of that. I haven't seen them do any videos for a while. They like did like their own customized misters and kind of like cool projects. Yeah. But anyways, random off topic thing. But yeah, you haven't done anything for a while, but you could like book a ticket on their website and go there for the whole day and like play in their arcade and see the other like cool things and whatever. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll try to maybe tonight. Maybe I can do a deep dive look. I hate when I bring up stuff and then of course I can't like remember. Retro Collective, yeah, RC. But yeah, Neo Geo is exciting. Roadcraft is exciting. I think I've said this before. What made me more excited about Roadcraft is when I saw Crazy Burger post some screenshots and there was a leaderboard. And and they keep track of your score. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this will be a replayable roguelike where you can go in and and play it again and again to try to beat your own score.
It's interesting that it has save states completely disabled.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, Pete's not going to like that. I know.
Unless you're playing on the go, maybe. But yeah. It'll definitely make it more challenging to beat.
That'll be good because, yeah, if you have save states in a roguelike, that kind of defeats the purpose of it. Well, that's good to know. That's really good to know. Actually, it might be kind of fun, like posting scores and whatnot. But all right, we'll move into the news. I know the chat's like dying to get to that, and I kind of am. So we can go over to like Pete's poll,
Yeah.
Which actually I'm glad that he did this because like I was gonna set it in video. And his is 56 votes. Are you buying any Evercade Hyper Megatic keychains? 82% no.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Evercade audience isn't really the target audience, so I'm not surprised at those results.
Right.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. It's so here's what's interesting. Like when I first a few observations. For one, they didn't do a press release or a blog post or video, like nothing, which it's kind of odd because usually Blaze will do something to like advertise that. They just kind of like slid it under the radar, like, hey guys, there's kind of an exciting announcement. I think that's what they could have said in Discord, like there's kind of exciting news.
Yeah, it was like surprise-ish.
Yeah, surprise.
Like, I don't know if they were like thinking that somebody already like
it went out earlier. I think it was Songbird or someone. Someone posted a link to Songbird that had them on there.
Got it.
Oh.
And then they announced it an hour or two later. So maybe they weren't quite ready for it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is just a low-key release. Who knows?
Yeah, they were blindsided by the whole. So for me, like at first I was like, okay, wait, it's not like April. Speaking of Songbird, like it's on April Fool's. I know I kind of thought it was just kind of like a joke, like, So I have mixed feelings. Like, okay, so let's take a step back. I think when Hyper Megatech was first announced, this is the type of stuff that I expected to see, where like kind of like little like keychains and like little like kind of like tacky things and whatnot. But they kind of skipped that, and then they went to the Super Pocket. And then they didn't give themselves much wiggle room if they wanted to have like an in-between handheld from the Super Pocket to the EXP. Like, I don't know, like where would you price that at? Like, you don't really. But now they went like that. They went the opposite way, and yeah, $34.95. Well, and to be fair, I guess if you get them from here, from Fun Stock, it's still $27. But I mean, you have to pay like tariffs and all that stuff. And then what? Like Space Invaders? That's the only game that you get.
How'd you get that link?
This?
Yes.
You just go to Funstock and click on the.
Do I need to control F5?
Oh, you're not seeing. Did you refresh?
In regards to the price, I mean, the UK price at the cost of a cart, it's pretty much as cheap as you can get these sort of things for. So. I think the price is kind of okay for like a novelty thing, but when I look at the US prices, it does seem a bit more steep.
Yeah. Even $21 is still a lot. At $10, I would be sold. Like I would get one of them. It would kind of be fun. I'd maybe grab like
$21 at VGP. Is that's 21 US?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, but then you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay shipping too.
Yeah, well, you gotta pay shipping everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of more of like, let's say, if you were gonna buy this with carts. Ooh, God, that image is blurry as hell. If you were gonna buy this with carts, then yeah, you wouldn't have to. But I think it's backlit, right? It's a TFT screen,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna be like the OG. Yeah, 3 batteries. But so the thing, it's like my arcade does all the stuff, like these like little like cheap handhelds and all that. So I don't know if it's like, hey, we're trying to do this as another money avenue. Are we desperate? I don't know. It's just like, if we look like 5 years ago, like I kind of often think back to this. Remember, we just had the regular OG white handheld that didn't have the greatest screen, but it was still like the handheld market for gaming, was still relatively new. So we didn't really know like what was good, and we didn't care. You know what I mean? We're just like, yes, we have this thing that is these cool cartridges that play stuff, and it's really comfortable and it's really nostalgic. And then, like 5 years later, now we've come to this.
And the way I look at it is, I don't look at these as being any different from the, I suppose, similar items that My Arcade or whoever else are making.
Mm.
They're not Evercade products. They're just Evercade adjacent. They're retro gaming products. So
Right.
I'm not bothered that they exist. I'm not interested in them. It's just they're there. If they do well for Blaze, then great. But yeah, it's a sideline, a side quest, if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that sentiment, because again, it's Hyper Megatech that's putting it out, not Evercade.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, well, if we wanted to talk about Hyper Megatech and make it the Hyper Megatech cast real quick, my thing is, I still am wondering where the rest of the Hyper Megatech product development is, because they just did the Super Pockets, right? And then here's the next product, and it's still like, oh, okay, it's still a little mini handheld, gaming thing. Their initial release, though, the initial press release, was more of it seemed way more like it was like almost like a lifestyle kind of like toys company.
And gadgets, yeah.
Yeah, but they mentioned like board and card games and like all sorts of other stuff, and I'm like, you're talking my language, guys.
Yeah.
But where is it? Let's see. let's see that stuff. And if there was a way to do those kind of like marketing things, like back in the late 70s, early 80s, there were video game related board games. Like, how cool would that be if they try to bring that back? Maybe tap into a little nostalgia and do like an Asteroids or a Centipede board game that actually had some kind of visual elements or whatever. Maybe used like something like these little. I mean, maybe that would have like these little things, right? As like cool controllers or something. That would be cool. Like that'd be rad.
Maybe one of the upcoming carts to be announced is going to be a Hasbro collection or something.
Oh yeah, they would do like, I don't know. Yeah, you bring some of like those old
Monopoly
toy brands back. Yeah, I mean that'd be kind of neat. So like that's the weird thing is, like, for me it's like, it's not necessarily disappointing. It's just like, it's odd that there is a slam dunk corner of that press release that you could just be tapping into, and I don't know, maybe the deals aren't there, or the the production teams are off doing something else. And not that I don't like a Super Pocket, because I mean I own 4 of them, so like clearly I enjoy that product, but it's interesting. It's interesting to see this particular item as the next thing that they were going to do with Hyper Megatech. But now that I know that I can get one for under $25, I might be definitely snagging at least one, because I would have ordered. And then the other thing is, for Fun Stock, the reason why I keep saying, like, where'd you get that link, was right now, if I were to show you my Fun Stock homepage, and I hit any of the links for any of the Super Micro keychain gamers, which is weird that it's like there's 4 words to describe this item, that it goes to a 404.
Oh, so funny. So yeah, funny. So funny that you mentioned that, because the the link came out, and I was on my mobile phone. Like I was just finishing up lunch at work, and I was on my mobile phone, and I clicked on it, and it went to the main page, and then I tried to click on each of the things, and it was doing that 404, and then I just let them know. I didn't say I was on mobile, and they were just like, oh, and and it's kind of my problem, and it was like with Blaze, not Sean or Ryan, but they kind of gave like the customer service thing, like, oh well, they were just like. They basically, what did they say? Because I said you have to go here, and they're like, oh well, the link is working and all that. And I'm like, well, no, when you I'm like, when you click on the plus sign, then it doesn't work. Oh well, that's because you're in the U.S. You have to go into the resellers. But it was, I don't know. It was like I don't like being made feel like a customer. But anyways,
wait. So you can bring it up, but what? How do you do that?
So like here, let me share this. So if you go. See if I can share this. Let me go back to their main page. So if you go here, and we go like, okay, so they may have updated it now, but I was like, geez, guys, I'm just trying to tell you your stuff is broken, and then so you can bring it up here. Let's see if I do add to cart. See if it breaks. Oh, now okay. Before now it lets you do it, but yeah, it was a 404 error.
Well, I still get a 404 going from the main page.
Yeah.
Well, like that's why I was like, oh, well, maybe I have to do a Control F5 to like flush cache.
Flush cache. Yeah.
It literally doesn't allow me to go to the web site.
But yeah, definitely though the links were broken when they came out, and I tried to be nice, and it's like, hey, you dumbass. It's like whatever. And I forget what his name. It was the same individual that kicked me out of the beta channel. I don't know.
Well,
I like Sean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this real quick. I like Sean and Ryan, but the other people that work for Blaze, they're on like a power trip, and whatever. That's.
Well, no.
That's why I don't go to Discord. I was reminded why I don't go to that Discord anymore.
I mean, I disagree on that particular sentiment, but like, I just want to do the thing where I can hit the button, and I can't hit the button. So like, I mean, if I'm doing something wrong, then fine. But it's also like, if I'm on a website and I click a button and it goes to a 404, why does it go to a 404?
Yeah.
Could you try a different browser or anything?
Well, I mean, it could, but I'm on.
You're using Chrome. That's what I'm using Chrome. Yeah, Chrome mobile. It kind of. Yeah.
Let me just reload it.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Thanks, PK. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the Evercade now. No, but I understand, but it's not just them. There's other Facebook groups and all that different stuff. You just have people that like to have like the little bit of power and whatever. But yeah, it was just interesting to me that this could have gone to the radar. But let me go back to what you said, Rich, because you bring up some awesome points. If we go back in time, when like Hyper Megatech, and they act like it didn't even think like this brand was even going to have like any other handhelds, right? Like I remember you were excited, like dude, card games and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that could be cool. Or maybe they'll have like an action figure like come out like from like the game or something, like some little thing you could get, and it would tie into their bundles. And I think if these little micro handhelds came out first, that would be acceptable because it's like, hey, these have nothing to do with Evercade. As soon as you put a cart slot in something, then I think that's when it's like, all right, this is just really like another Evercade thing kind of hiding under the brand. And yeah, I think they should have kind of stuck with having like the other little cool odds and ends and card games, and maybe like you said, Rich, a license isn't there.
Yeah. I mean, so and it's one of those things where it's like I just thought it interesting because it is one of those. It is an interesting like kind of dilemma, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to flush DNS or something like that. I just open it in Edge. I opened the page in Edge and I'm getting 404 on every link.
Ooh, dude. Like a Katie keychain or action figure. Yes, I forgot all about Katie. Sorry, Katie.
Yeah. Well, they had Katie the plush.
Yeah.
Katie the plush was a part of the bundle for whatever that cart was.
Yeah.
I've got mine.
Now they need a Todd McFarlane style Katie statue.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, fully ripped and sort of always gothic or intimidating looking.
Yes.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So Des says a few years. Yes, if it came out a few years ago and if at that price point was down, because I guess the other interesting thing, I'm sure like you all probably have like Five Below, or like you probably have like equivalent stores that are like £5 or less. I would imagine, right? Like something like similar to that. And like here, like a device like that, like yes, it's novelty, but that would be something that would belong in a Five Below. It would be like $5 to $10, maybe $15. Could we have those? Like you see those like little like retro things, and you're like,
I mean,
Yeah,
they are
the
the sort of
ones
things
that
I
are-
would. Sorry,
Oh,
go
sorry.
on. You go on.
I was going to say, like the ones that are $5-10 though. Normally, they're either like ridiculously cheap as far as the screen is concerned, or they're TFT black and white. You're getting something that's full color with a full color screen, and they expect to pay like $5-10 for it. It was like, nah, I don't know about that. Those My Arcade devices, they're $20 to $25 on the shelf of the CVS.
Yeah, I mean, these are the sort of things I'd expect to find at a counter at a game store,
Yeah,
or to find in like Home Bargains, which is probably a bit like your Five Belows, and yeah, or like an impulse purchase.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they have just created almost like one batch of these. They'll be available for this year, and when they sell through, this time next year, they might do some more or something else along those lines.
mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, I found it amusing that on the description on Funstock, they're like more than just a novelty. But to me, they are absolutely a novelty.
Yes.
And,
Yeah,
and it's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, and marketing's marketing, right? They're going to
Yeah.
try to get whatever they can to get it. Like, you got to spice them up when you're introducing a product. So I could understand market speak, but yeah, there's no way that these aren't like a cool little, very casual. Oh, look at this little cute thing, and you play for 5 minutes, and you put it on your shelf. That's what's going to happen.
They're a stocking filler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a something else you get with during a gift time.
Is this the 2600 version of Space Invaders? Rich, does that look like?
It does not look like it to me.
What version is that of Space Invaders?
I'm not sure.
That's what I was like, no, I was kind of. That's the only game. Their licensing must be expensive because that's all you get on that one.
So my cock hurts comment made me laugh.
Yes.
I love the way you said that.
Oh man.
Finally do a good D-pad. See, you know what? That would be the one. I would be curious how good that D-pad is. And it looks like it's better than the Super Pocket D-pad. And that would be a shame. I'll get them game poker again. Get those gamer bifocals out. Yeah, that's the other. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah.
And it kind
I was surprised that it is as big as it is. Because there was a picture floating around in the ether that showed it next to a Super Pocket, like a live production model.
Yeah, I think Sean posted in the Discord and it's gone to Facebook and things.
Yeah. I think I saw it on the group. It's probably around a third of the size of a Super Pocket.
yeah.
Like it fits in, like in between the D-pad and the buttons of a. I mean, it's basically it almost fits inside the screen portion. So like that right there, would be that right there is probably what it's going to look like. And that's actually, I mean, it's small. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, okay. I mean, I kind of get that. But then it's yeah. If it had that functionality, Immortal, I'd be all the way in. If it had a functionality where somehow it could like connect with like system and do something, I'm all the way in.
Yeah.
I'm all the way in on that.
Although I can imagine some people would be like, oh, it's a cash grab. They're just trying to connect it to Evercade to make it essential, make us buy it. whatever they do, I think there's going to be some pushback, isn't there?
Well, the other thing is too. I think even yeah, you said it, Gene, that these are firmly not for the Evercade audience. Like, I mean, because again, how many different ways to play games do you need as far as these things are concerned? And on top of it, with the title collections that are about to be on the way, we can play as Evercade gamers every single one of these games.
Yes.
So, I mean, do we need the fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh way of playing to playing those specifically from there? And it's like, no, but why not is the answer. And it's also the things that we've been talking about before. These things are definitely you're gonna find these on the shelf of a Best Buy or a GameStop or a Walmart, hopefully. And then that's where you're like, okay, cool. You pick these up and you do that.
And they're not the arcade versions too. That's the other thing. So yeah.
Well, that's so. I mean, I got that wrong on my video when I was talking about it because I was like, I just assumed that's what they would have done, is put the arcade versions on these things. But that's interesting that they're the NES 2600 whatever ROMs on there, and
I thought it was a mixture, to be honest.
Centipede was like the 7800 version, probably. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, does anyone have the definitive? Did anyone talk to Sean and get the details on what versions of the games there are?
I mean, Asteroids does look like the 7800 version. Although, to be perfectly honest, I think that plays better than the arcade version on a D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the screen too. It's gonna, a lot of these games you don't want them to be like Tate mode.
Yeah. Oh wait, did they put them on?
But Burger Time is the NES port. Again,
Yes.
The aspect ratio, it makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there you can tell.
And actually, there will be an exclusive Side Pocket. That's definitely not the Mega Drive port or the Super Nintendo port that we've got on the Data East collection.
Oh yeah.
So if you really want the NES port of Super Pocket, Side Pocket, you're going to have to buy one of these Super Micros.
Good catch. Yeah.
Wait, they say on the official website though that they're officially licensed arcade games, but
Yeah, but not arcade ROMs. I think they.
so they.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pulled it. Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think it is the 7800 version of Asteroids. Because on the Hyper Megatech site, there's a little more information now. They put them on the.
See, Immortal's getting a 404 error. Yeah, and that's thank you. And that's what they were like. They're being rude to me for pointing it out. I'm like, fine, guys, whatever. Thank you.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's just like, but and also, I'm an unabashed fan of getting things on Funstock. I order everything on Funstock. So when I hit the link and I was like, oh, well, okay, maybe they're not ready to sell them. I don't know.
This would be good to get in a Happy Meal, like in China when they had like the McDonald's, like it had like that McNugget like Tetris you could get. Yeah.
What? There's no way.
So here's a question: if they included one of these as a pre-order, like extra, like they do with the T-shirts for one of the upcoming carts,
yes,
you pick one up.
100%. If these were bundled in with the cartridges, as a bundle, even if they spent, because you normally spend between $5 and $8 more on the bundle when you get the item with it, right? If they were $15 more, I'd still buy them. Yeah, 100%.
That's what they should have done.
Yes. In fact, right now, that's a great idea. And anyone in Evercade Land, Blaze Land, do it. And then actually, it would prevent me from buying one right now because I would just wait and just get every bundle. But I would get every bundle.
On
If
the
they were
plus side,
included in
there's some more
bundles,
pre-orders coming
I would
soon.
get every bundle. 100%.
So I do want to compare this to something else that's actually about the same price point. Since people keep bringing up my arcade, and actually I talked a little bit about this last night, but here's what I found to be interesting, right? So for the same price, similar like cheapy thing of product, they have like this version and this version. And like this, you get 300 built-in. I'm sure a lot of these games are probably going to suck, but you get Burger Time, Karate Champ, and they don't say the game. They don't say the games.
Yeah,
and it's
but
like
that's the thing. You get Burger Time, Karate Champ, Bad Dudes, and then 297 like random games that came out of some software package from back in the day.
Yeah,
that are not licensed.
100 variations of my
I have a device like this, and that's exactly what you get.
Yeah.
And then I have another device that has just like 500 games. Not a single one of them is a licensed game.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember years ago, I bought one of these cheap plug-into TV devices, which were like 20 odd years ago, and it had NES games on there. And it had like 300 games. And there were like 60 Mario games, and each game was a level of Mario. And I was like, really? So they've gone to the effort to separate it up into separate games. It's like, why? It was bizarre.
Yeah. No, definitely. But here you get like at least you get like the 8 Data East titles, right? The license, and they'll all be the Nintendo versions, but you get Karate Champ, Bad Dude, so this one takes 4 AAA. But yeah, similar. But this I wouldn't pay more than $10 for either. But I thought it was just kind of like this product just kind of feels like that. But yeah. So it's kind of like why does why does this even matter? Or kind of like why I bring it up. And we said the product isn't for us. It's just my opinion. But what I've noticed about Evercade, like 5 years ago, they were geared more towards the niche retro game market. Now they've slipped away to try to get the mainstream, but I don't think a lot of the mainstream kind of like cares about these things. I think Blaze should have continued to double down on the retro market because we are their main customers. Maybe they will make a lot of money off of this. I don't know. I think the keychain. I think after next year we won't hear about it again. I think it'll kind of go away and we'll see them on sale for $10 in shops. I could be wrong. I don't know. What are you?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, for sure. But I think if these are on a side end cap somewhere in a big box retailer, and they get them there, I think they move.
Yeah.
I think they move because the reason why is because as far as you put your retail manager hat on, right? And you look at it, and you look at this product. It's colorful, it's got names that people recognize, and I think that like as a thing, you're walking down there and you just you're doing the grab and go shopping. If you're mom, grandma, dad, whatever, uncle Timmy down the road, you got, oh yeah, cool, yep, all right, Bob might like that, boom, in the cart, and then you're off, and you don't even care because it's the holidays. You don't even care what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, that looks like a cool thing. All right, cool. Let me throw that in. Or even let me get this for Grandpa. He's gonna love it. Click. Done. You know what I mean? I think that might be a thing. Well,
if Grandpa's big hands though, he's gonna be in trouble, right? If he has big hands.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, I think it's just I instead of that, I think it's something to talk about.
Yeah.
And then from Blaze's point of view, they've got the Hyper Megatech name all over the packaging. So in theory, if someone picks it up and likes it, if they happen to look up Hyper Megatech, that leads them to Evercade.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a little bit of stealth marketing for Evercade by trying to catch those impulse purchases.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and there could have been any number of different ways of doing this exact same thing for like clever product. Like this is a product that actually is marketing other products, right? So
Yeah.
like, there are different clever ways you can do that. So yeah, sure, we'll see what happens. But none of that matters to us, I guess. In the grand
Yeah.
Evercade world, these aren't going to matter.
Well,
Yeah.
so like that Pac-Man that I use as a bookend, like I think I did get that like as a stocking stuffer, and I got this. I'd be cool with it. But here's,
Yeah.
and maybe this might be next week's poll. But here's here's the thing I think why it's kind of bothers some people now with me, because, and this is kind of why it bothers me, even though they're separate companies. Blaze is a small company, and they only have like a finite number of employees, and they only have like a finite number of resources. And
Mhm.
so when you see all these extra projects and things, and then we have ever delays and other stuff, or let's say like with the EXPs when they initially come out, then you kind of can't help to think, well, their focus is being too spread, kind of like being too spread, because it used to not be like that, like in the beginning. And that's where we kind of see a trend where they have too many SKUs and they come out with too much stuff, and their focus kind of goes. And I think that's,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of part of it.
Well, the thing that I want to see though, as we look forward away from this particular news, was the fact that when I talked about this particular thing on X, the official Evercade account replied to me and said that this isn't the rest of it. And I was like, oh, well, they're at Gamescom right now. So I wonder if there's anything else coming. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I've seen a couple of comments that kind of make me think there is something else, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't know until they announce, right? But I'm pretty excited about whatever the next thing is. Yeah.
So I definitely know what they're doing. Yeah, and then I guess then the other question I have to ask too, like if they're going like, and I kind of brought this up last night, like instead of doing super pockets and all these other things, like why not maybe do more Evercade accessories like a trackball or like a controller? Maybe these things sell better. Maybe, and then I've also argued against, well, maybe they don't need to do that because like third party stuff like works. And then the funny thing is, then I said like what if they had like a light gun? And then someone mentioned, well, like the NES or whatever only had like 10 games, but I was like, yeah, but if they had like a light gun with Time Crisis and they never came out with any other carts, that's all you would need. That's all you would need. Like if they had a cart that had like the different versions of Time Crisis, like a big game like that.
Well, and you could license those things. In fact, actually,
Yes.
there is. Well, I mean, there are several companies now. There's Sendin, there's Polymega, and another company that actually right now I think they're in Kickstarter or whatever. They're building like an all-in-one box, and that's all it comes with. It comes with Point Blank, 1 and 2, Time Crisis, and something else. And that's it. That's all you get. But the other side of the coin is then we start talking about expenses. That device, the basic one with one gun, is $249. That's right. Game. That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a lot of cost for something that'll only be for part of the Evercade audience because a lot of their stuff is handheld. Yep. So I don't see them doing light guns unless they get compatibility with Sinden somehow.
That's very true.
Or an existing one.
Yeah.
And same with the accessory or like controllers, trackballs and things. Again, because it's really for the people who have the VS, maybe the Alpha, why would they create a product specifically for part of their already niche audience when there are other products out there?
Mm-hmm.
No, you bring up a good point. Like with the handheld, that'd be funny. Can you imagine the light gun, like with the micro, like a micro.
Yeah, or a keychain light gun to use with your Super Pocket.
but Ian's got a great point though. Although none of them are new games that aren't on Evercade for the micro keychain gamers, it is. I wouldn't doubt that you see like some rando license come out of left field for one of these devices, and then you go, oh, maybe that's why. So yeah, that's a good point, Ian.
Oh my God, Rich! You know what? Between you and Ian said, you know what they should have done, and I think I would have been a hell of a lot more excited. What if these were like the Neo Geo Pocket colors? Like, oh my God! Like, what if they had like a few games? Like, you could put like the King of the Fighters versions on. Like that actually might have kind of been exciting. Then it might be
on one of those keychain things.
Yes. Imagine that. Like,
imagine trying to play it. Imagine trying to play a 6-button game on one of those things.
I never played it or even seen the Neo Geo Pocket. How many buttons did that have?
It's got 2.
Yeah, 2. That's what I mean. Yeah, putting that. Yeah, and they have like King of the Fighter. They have like games designed for that. Yeah, you want the clicky stick, but that might have been kind of cool.
Oh, that would be cool. Not gonna lie. I mean, if they got the licenses for like Match of the Millennium or the Card Fighter, like that, that would be cool. That would
put those games on there. Then for $20 from like VGA or some other place.
Yes,
I would do that.
Okay.
That would have been awesome because that would be cool to have an SNK collectible like that, dude. That would have been neat.
And then a year from now, it gets democratized from the device and put on a cart, and you get a collection of those games.
Another system that would work well for these little things, the Atari Lynx.
Yeah,
dude. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. See, now we're talking.
Yeah.
It's just whether that be high enough profile to grab the impulse buyers, but for people already into retro gaming and small devices, it'd be tempting. But
remember, the first 10 carts of Evercade, right? Atari, Namco, Interplay, and then you get Mega Cat, Pico, and Technos. So that's not bad. It could be a way. The first 4 were all like huge things. It's Atari, Namco, Data East, and Interplay. Those were all pretty decent retro names. Yeah. And they started here with 2 Ataris, Taito, which arguably would be maybe more popular than Data East, or not Data East, and then Interplay, and then Data East. Huh, interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did do that.
Oh wow, yeah.
Those little Game Gears. I remember that.
Yeah.
I tried to buy one of those, and then I failed. But then there was also the Game Boy Micro and like that kind of fun thing. So
the screen on those were like really tiny though.
Oh, the Game Boy Micro? Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that and the same with the Game Gear ones, like they were really tiny.
Yeah. Well,
I think those were only available, like you had to get from Japan, I think, which maybe made it a little more expensive. But yeah, that would kind of have me excited, like the Neo Geo Pocket Color or Lynx, like depending on the games for those, like that could have been like really cool.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, you never know; it could happen. But like I said, like they, like and
or Tetris for the love of God, like
yeah.
Maybe the first hint of Tetris coming to Evercade will be on one of these.
Oh
yeah, yeah. And to be honest, the Tetris company loves these things.
Yeah,
they really do. There's so many of these little tiny things that have Tetris on it all over the place. I saw them in GameStop the other day. That's okay.
Oh, no, I'm always surprised we didn't see a Pac-Man one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to play Pac-Man on that side of the screen.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Neo Geo Pocket and Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I just picked this up the other day.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I found there's an interesting history about this particular version of Pac-Man.
Really?
That up until that release, it was the only one that you could get past Screen 256 on.
Really?
Yep. It's pretty neat.
Nice. It's a cool little nugget.
So Morley's comment: Tetris I might have bought. Would it have tempted you, Ed?
Yes. It would have, yeah. Tetris would have tempted me, depending on the version of it. Tetris you could put in your pocket. Yeah, yeah,
Just have a keychain.
yeah, yeah. See, like that alone as a collectible would be neat, for anyone like who loves Tetris, and maybe that's who they're going after. But
Well, if they can get you with Tetris, they're getting some people with Space Invaders, Asteroids, Centipede. So what is next? I mean, maybe these are more exciting than we initially think. Maybe it's just about the games.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, good thoughts for sure.
But I'm still a bit concerned about the batteries, because you buy the AAA batteries, play it a bit, forget about it, then you've got to buy some more. I mean, I'd want it to be USB chargeable, but
see, for that price, it kind of maybe it should have been USB chargeable for that price. Yeah, for like $30. That would have made it more attractive, I think. Or like you have that sit there for years and the batteries get all corroded, never change them. Or you could buy rechargeable batteries, but that would be my eyes aren't good enough for these tiny screens. I need the Steam Deck size.
I mean, also a problem. I mean, the Super Pocket, I'm fine with most games, but there are a few where I'm thinking, nah, I've got to have at least an EXP. So,
right,
size is an issue, and I still have. Well, I don't wear glasses because I don't need them. I mean, my last time my eyes tested, it was such a small amount, it wasn't worth it. So, for someone with good eyesight, yeah. If you have glasses or contacts, whatever, yeah, maybe it's more of an issue.
right. But then I'd be curious though. So looking at those, yeah, well, you probably would feel like, hey, I need like a magnifying glass, or like you just said, you'd want at least like an EXP size like screen or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right, so switching gear, but I was thinking we could do a review game, but there's another curious topic that comes up. I don't know if you all saw like Pete's video where he did, like he kind of talked about like the EXP2 or the VS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what's your all thoughts? Like, does Blaze need that? I kind of think I know what it would turn into, but I'd be curious to see what you guys think first.
I think it's coming. Maybe not next year, but I think it is coming in time. And one thing that Pete said in that video, it absolutely would have to be 100% backwards compatible.
Mm-hmm.
But is it needed? Not really. I think they could get a few more years without taking that step. And also, when you get to like PS2 and beyond, you get more games where there's licensed music, or sports games where licenses are a barrier. So I think actually getting hold of the games and licensing them would be more difficult, but then you'd be more likely to end up with single game carts.
Yeah.
But the one thing though, that I don't think they could still do it for the price points that Pete was saying, because of that. Something more, I think it would, especially like with the current state of, I think it would start to get into the $200 range, and then that, I don't know, at least 150. Like, could they still do that? Like, I think that would be difficult to be able to have something powerful enough to run like PS2 and beyond, or
I mean, I think they could keep it sub 200 easily, but
right, yeah.
How much below?
Yeah.
And again, that is a key thing, the value. If it go too high, people think, well, I can get an old Switch, or a go high enough Switch 2. But yeah, they definitely need to stay at this similar price point.
Yeah. So here's what I kind of I think for them to do that, I think they've kind of missed the boat. I think like that they should have done that a year or two ago when prices were still cheaper. But here's my bigger concern. I think it's going to suffer the same problem as like the Sega had with the 32X or the Sega CD, and that we kind of found out like there were very few games that took advantage of the hardware. They just had like better music. So I could see kind of like to your point, Gene, maybe I could see them maybe like once or twice a year we would maybe get like, let's say like a PS2 game or Dreamcast, and then for the rest of the time it's just going to be everything else. And maybe we get like a different indie game And I think it would be an excuse just for Blaze to sell more hardware to make more money. I don't think as like a customer we'd see as much value except for the FOMO, like, oh, I have to get it now. I hope I'm wrong, but that's kind of
That's kind of why I think it would be more than a year away.
yeah.
To the point where they'll be not running out of licenses available, but where it becomes more important for them to step up, where they're getting more licenses that would need it. And even if it's not a massive jump in technology, if it's an optional upgrade, then they can carry that over for a while. But again, it's R&D development, and really what they need to do, you need analog sticks in the handhelds, and that becomes more breakable.
Yeah.
Or becomes less possible. You're not going to be able to do a Super Pocket version at that sort of price point. The Super Pocket equivalent, if they did one, is still going to be 120 quid, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they had to make those concessions for, for analog support and all that kind of thing. So where I come in on this is, one, I agree with Phantom's statement right there that it needs to be a 2, like a full upgrade, rather than 1.5. But the only thing that I think for if you wanted to do a true platform upgrade, you would have to give a reason for people that already own it to go to it, and then another reason for new people to come in. The reason for new people to come in would be that you're introducing either platforms or games that aren't possible to be able to play it on the first hardware because of hardware limitations, and those licenses or whatever you're going to be bringing in are enough of a draw to make it happen. And then on the other side, a reason to upgrade. Not only is it to access those things that are not capable of being played on the first device, but you're then maybe making use case use case things that are like quality of life issues, like that kind of thing, that they are only able to do because they're starting from the new platform, right? So things that we've been maybe clamoring for a while in the community, different community features, achievements, multiplayer, like that kind of thing, like online stuff. That's not possible on any of the devices that are in the current ecosystem, right? Unless they shoehorn them in, but if they do, it's never going to work the way they want it to, right? So the explanation would be, well, all right, fine. We're going to make this device. It's going to be the new generation of the platform, and we're going to bring all of those things to this new device. So other Evercade 1 users, bring your library, bring all your games, and bring all your accessories, and then plug them into this thing, and you're going to get X, where X is the cool new things that we're introducing for that. Plus, while you're here, enjoy all these new titles that the Evercade 1 systems cannot play. And you make that true generational pitch. The thing that I liked in Pete's video when he said that it gives them access to do a lot more in the indie game space is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Now, what if we live in a fantasy world where Evercade 2 exists and that's where they lean? They could start getting licenses for games that literally do not exist anymore. I know it means talking to the big Nintendo people in the sky that don't want to work with anyone, but what if they were able to give them a platform where you could have playable, like not hardware restricted titles because of unique hardware that Nintendo provides, but what if they were able to get some of those DSi and WiiWare titles that are just lost to time? Right. And then give them a platform, like all those indie developers that had all those games, they're gone. You literally can't buy them anymore, and then all of a sudden they exist on this platform now. That's cool.
And it's
That's
physical
really
media.
cool.
Dude, totally. I'm glad you brought that because I think it would be awesome because like there's kind of like a novelty of wanting like physical copies of PC games like for example like I'm sure y'all are familiar with like Retro Game Corps. He just did a video on the Retroid 5 with Portmaster where you can play play like your legit purchased games like off of good old gaming or Steam like Shovel Knight and run it on and kind of like run it on that. And I'm like, this would kind of be like a plug and play Portmaster but with physical games. Like for them to do a 2.0, it would have to be something awesome like that. Because the other, I guess, just from like looking on Reddit, kind of the other comments are like people like, hey, they're selling all this stuff. I don't want to have to buy another system. So there's a few things that they could do too. This would be kind of weird. What if they came out, let's say, with an Evercade 2 cart, let's say it had a PS2 game on it that you could only play on the upgraded hardware. But like, let's say maybe they threw in some other like 8-bit or 16-bit games that you could still play on the OG Evercade. That would be an option. If they don't go in on a 2.0, I kind of like the idea of a pro model where let's say if it had the quality of life upgrades, like it had Bluetooth, it had like native like Bluetooth controllers, it had wireless, maybe it had more hard drive space and you could have like themes and stuff, but you wouldn't have to get it. Like that would kind of be neat, but people might see that as a gimmick. Here's the one other thing too that I want to talk about. I think a lot of us also have like love for like the 8-bit up to the 32-bit era of games, like up to PS1. And that could be kind of a thing too. Now, if they came out with this new system, maybe they would lose that focus. But if they were indie focused, we lost Gene. He might,
Oh no.
But yeah, lots of good stuff. But if people are kind of willing to pay up to $200 for like a Retroid 5, then maybe they would pay close to that for a handheld. Maybe I'm sure he'll be back, or maybe they would pay less for a console. But yeah, if they took on the indie, that excited me in Pete's video.
Yeah, well, the other thing too is like you get the bigger draws are you get Yacht Club Games, you get Supergiant, you get all those kind of things, and you put out a hardware that is able to playing those games, and they're not huge titles, so yeah, they could fit on like a Giga card or something like that, and now you have a physical thing you could put on your shelf, but you're also be able to play those things, like and in a different way. That's very, very cool. It could be a very neat thing for sure. Obviously this is all speculation land, and the only way that we will ever like even be able to talk about this is in case those things become a reality. But I think to Gene's point, maybe where Pete is saying, oh, it's going to come next year because it's the 6th year, and that's when you start talking about the next generations of hardware and that kind of thing. In a normal cycle for a console, absolutely, 100%, that's what you're talking about. But this particular world still has a lot of, I could see another 10 of each colored cart coming out before they even come to a point where they're like, well, licenses are getting a little harder to come by. The ones we can get, we would love to have, but our hardware doesn't support that. Maybe it's time, but again, in R&D world too, you need to start working behind the scenes. And nothing to say they're not doing it already, but
yeah,
I think we still have a little bit more time before they would announce, but we'll see. But as far as the price point is concerned, I think as far as that is, people will definitely pay for a device that they feel is of good quality, and of good value for the stuff that they're getting, right? I'm not scared of a $200 price point on a piece of hardware as long as it's going to do the things that I want it to do.
I think 150, 160 for the I think that would be a good price point, and then for the cards, $30 to $40. Like if that went up to $40, but like you got like a lot,
yeah,
more value. I think that I think that would be that would excite. Then it would kind of be like a plug and play indie machine, because like Limited Games and all these other companies, they do, they re-release physical like indie games, and then to your point, Rich, they would have like indie developers are a lot easier to get because there's so much more like competition in that space versus like Microsoft really isn't hurting to put a collection out on this like little Evercade device that maybe they don't know about. But like indie game, yes, if it turned into an indie thing like Pete was talking, like dude, that would be awesome, and I think that would be the direction. And then maybe Blaze could get some unique games, or maybe it could come out something big that could come out here first on like the Evercade 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess there's the other question, like I don't. If they do that, I don't know if I'm buying both. I think I'm definitely getting like the VS2. I don't know if I would also get the handheld just because like I don't play like this handheld as much. But I'm definitely getting like a VS2.
Yeah, it would depend for me, I guess, as to whether or
Yeah,
not.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
I think it's internet.
oh no.
He's frozen.
Oh no.
Oh, we can hear you, but yeah, there you
there
go.
you are.
That's a great place to be frozen in. So how's it working now?
There we go. There we go. There was like a little bit of a delay.
We can hear you.
There's an delay there. But no, like I don't know if you're with, but we were like talking about like Pete was mentioning if it like went in like the direction of like indie game or indie, like that would be a cool novelty thing. And then and I was saying if the price was around maybe 150, 160, and the carts were 30, 40, and they could do much more. I think that would be more kind of worth it.
I mean, I think it was Phantom said about it should be an Evercade 2.1.5. But to go deeper into the indie method or the indie route, a 1.5 probably would be adequate. But again, it swings to roundabouts. Why invest in that level of R&D to develop it and everything without going the whole hog and making the most of it?
Yeah, there is another option too. What if, like what they did with Glover, what if they took something like a Dreamcast or like what if they took like a beloved game, had the source code, or had somebody build that from the ground up, like, and kind of like ported that over? That would be another. But I mean, that takes time, and they kind of got lucky with Duke. But I want to see more of that stuff.
Yeah. Those were cool projects. So I would love to see the port teams do some more cool stuff. Bringing something back. It would be exciting to get more of those things. But I think what might happen in this realm of living in fantasy world where we're talking about a new console, that would be really, really awesome. Yeah, 100%.
Do a full ass. Evercade 2, we go full ass.
We go full.
Well, but yeah, and then my car carts. See, he kind of they did make a big deal about moving to a gigacart. So maybe does that tell us, like, technology wise, how far they're off or not? Or
I mean, it definitely says that they're investing in technology to make things easier to at least climb the ladder of generations. The gigacart allows them, obviously, to go pretty hard into the PS1 era because they have a place to put these games now. So now that they've gotten N64 in as well, like they can start looking at those titles a little bit better because there's again space for the cart. 100%. They're always thinking about the future. It's just that now you have to find out where that technological bottleneck is. How far can they push it before they have to do something more.
And really, with recent events, with tariffs and everything, and the price increases, it'll probably give them a good idea of how things are going to end up. Like what the price point they can go up to is before they start putting people off.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see anything in the next year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah. Well, and I think right now you're finding out how much people may or may not want to, be, I guess, controlled by those outside forces, right? You see the people reacting to a lot of things on the higher end than the big three, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. They are not happy about things going up above where the MSRP was for those items. But we're not even talking. That's stratosphere levels of money compared to what the Blaze is talking about in the retro space. There's leeway there, but not much. But yeah, I mean, they could see that the gaming communities are very reactive to even the slightest increase in ask. as long as there is, and in my opinion, as long as if there's no improvement, and it's going to cost more. People don't like that, you know. But if there's like a quid pro quo there, like, hey, it's going to cost a little more, but you're going to get these extra features. That makes a difference, you know.
Exactly. No, I agree with you. I think like now would be like I think now and even next year, timing wise with the economy, would be like the worst time. Here's what I think Blaze needs to do. Hopefully, they're working like with manufacturers, saying, "Hey, we need these specs. We need this hardware that's like several years old. Build this." Then I think with it's timing. So yeah, I think maybe I'm thinking like 27, 28, and then they have to find the perfect time where like people are kind of bored with like the Switch 2, like that's been out. There isn't going to be like, there's no news of like a Steam Deck 2 or some other big thing that could kill it. There's kind of like a lull. There's no PS6, there's no Xbox, whatever. And then they come up with this new console, and then they need like a killer title. Like I'm trying to think of like some like Sega Saturn or something like some big retro or like indie title that's gonna be packed in to go with it in card form. I don't know what that is, but something like the Duke Nukem, some exclusive or something that would catch people's attention. And have that time, and then I think Blaze hits that, and then I think it does well. That's what I think that they would need to do. That's what I think that they would need to do. I don't know what that title would be. You know, like I don't know what would that title be. Like, what would be something like really popular that people like in the retro community kind of been wanting?
I think for retro, successfully emulating the Saturn well would be a huge draw for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of devices that are doing it okay, but yeah, if you really nailed that, then that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I say Saturn too because it has like a lot of great shoot 'em ups, and it's expensive.
And at least for the UK, and I think for North America, there's a lot of games we didn't see over here. So there's potentially a lot of discovery, or for people of Europe will think, "Oh, I've heard this is really good. I want to try it out."
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd like to own it. Well, here's a chance to be a great opportunity for them.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm trying to think.
So, as for Phantom saying Doom, well, I'm pretty sure that'll be announced in the next week or so.
Right, Doom?
Yeah, an id Software collection, yeah.
That would be rad. And now possible.
Yeah, I mean, I might be being optimistic, but yeah, it's plausible.
Well, it's
we know it'll run on Evercade because like the first Evercade magazine that came out, they showed like Doom running.
Yeah, somebody got us to run.
Yeah.
Well, and there's like 8,000 ports, so you know, pick one and it'll all run.
Apparently, the PlayStation 1 port is off the cards because of some music rights thing or something, but there's still plenty of other versions, and again, they could probably have it running natively quite easily.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was going to say. That needs to be native. I want the real version that's like optimized using the controller. Like that would be, and if they made it so you could plug in a mouse and keyboard, although I don't know if they want people to be able to use a keyboard, but that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but I'm just trying to imagine using a mouse and keyboard while sat on my VSR, but on my sofa, like keyboard balanced on my lap. Yeah.
What if? Okay. What if they? So, do you think this would be a big enough title? Because I know it's an expensive one. What if they with the Evercade 2, they had it on? What if they did something like Panzer Dragoon? Is that big enough? Like if that like ran perfect, if that emulated like perfectly. Do you think?
I think of itself, maybe, but again, if you look at the Saturn, I think just Saturn games emulated well would be enough on its own. You don't necessarily need a specific title.
Yeah.
But Panzer Dragoon would be one of them.
And that was like on 3 discs, so if they could like have it, if they could get that like the audio to compress, maybe they could fit that like on a 2 gig
hyper
card.
mega giga card.
Yeah. Hyper mega.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Saturn was still CD based, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're talking just under 2 gig.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you have 5 gig 5 gig Gigacart. I think they could be up there. That's not bad.
And then maybe get like Japanese exclusive titles like translated or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like for the first time translated and released in North America. And
Those would be really cool.
yeah. Like I think that would be big. But see, then I wonder if something like I don't like if they could have it where like say something like Ninja Gaiden, like the new Ninja Gaiden, like if that could run on it, would people pay $34 for a physical copy of that? That's kind of if they got games like that, if that was even possible to be licensable. The game is mega expensive though. Where's Crow at? No, he let us know he probably wasn't going to make it at the last minute. We have no idea where the crow flies.
Maybe he'll make a reaction video.
Yeah.
Phantom's mentioned Dune 2000. A Dune collection could be interesting. I mean, you've got a Mega Drive port of Dune 2.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a fair few Dune games, but yeah. Maybe they'll tie that in for the release of the third movie.
Oh, yeah. That would be
Would that be a possible license, though? Or
I mean,
who makes it? Warner Brothers. So,
oh, is it?
You'd go for Mortal Kombat first, wouldn't you? If you're dealing with Warner Brothers, it's like Mortal Kombat or in the Midway games. Well, I could be talking rubbish. It might not be Warner's.
Yeah, we got Dune 2 was Westwood, Virgin Interactive. So I don't know who owns those licenses now.
EA probably.
EA, yeah.
Then you've got the like the film rights thing, whoever that is.
Yeah. So
who is?
So yeah, we got all sorts of most of the games were all
Warner Brothers.
Westwood Studios, Warner Brothers, yeah.
Dude, the Mortal Kombat Digital Eclipse collection, like that would be awesome if that came out. If that was just like the ROMs, like minus all the other like stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Digital Eclipse been doing all sorts of really awesome stuff with those.
Yeah.
Those collections. Yeah, but I think those collections, I don't know, like would a Digital Eclipse collection be cool on an Evercade? I don't know. Like it would be cool, I guess, just to have them, but it's as far as the actual games go. But
I think it would be because if you watch, I think what is it like? Is it Insert Coin? If you watch that Midway documentary,
yeah.
And I bet a lot of that footage is pulled. Oh, you have a visitor. I bet that footage is pulled. Like a lot of that footage is pulled for them. You pretty much find everything that you want to know about Midway, the making of Mortal Kombat. They do all that. They do all that stuff in detail.
Hey, Daddy.
Having a digital Eclipse style thing, having that stuff as files on the car would almost make the booklets irrelevant. So I couldn't see them going that route.
Yeah, I only bring that up because with me, I'm like, you can find, like, I guess you can find out that information kind of elsewhere. Like, it'd be cool just to have the games. Like, there might be something like a few little things you might learn about, but like, for me, I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that collection unless it came on sale. But that would be like $50. And then you could also argue with Evercade because it's offline. Then 2-player support. You have to have friends.
Yeah.
And
all. I bought Mortal Kombat 11 the other day for $3.99. But
oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
Cool. Well, I wonder if it's that time to be kind of winding down. We've talked about like a lot of awesome things, a lot of great discussions, and it's always cool to have Gene like pop in and whatnot. But
it's very cool.
Yeah.
He's
becoming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, so like, what do you guys have going on your channels like next week? What would you like to plug and all that fun stuff?
Well, I've got videos updating daily, more of the series ranking every Evercade game. I've got something else coming as well, which is where I'm having a look at a lot of the carts that are considered bad and trying to speculate what might have gone wrong with them or whether they're actually bad and that sort of thing.
Okay, that's very cool.
Which I haven't uploaded that one yet, but I finished it this morning. So, yeah, that'll be, I'll say, in about a week.
Cool. That'll be curious. Like, no, I like videos like the analysis. Like, is it just the carts that are bad? Is it the collection of bad? Is it the ports that are bad? Is it the time? Yeah, no, lots of cool things to break down there. And Rich, what do you got going on your channel?
Well, I've been going through some Atari VCS store games, which is very, very cool because there's been a whole bunch of games that dropped that I needed to discuss. I think I'm almost caught up with the regular releases. I still have like probably about 8 that I need to do, but I now can thread them because they're like older titles. I can now thread them into other things that I want to do, which is starting something on the Evercade side of things that I want to do that'll be unique to, I think, my channel. I don't know if anyone else has done what I'm about to do, but we're gonna find out because I'm gonna start doing that, and we'll see if anyone else says anything about that. I've got a project that's also very Evercade related that I've been working on for now about 2 months that I'm very, very excited about.
Is that one that you? That's the one that I know about, right?
Yes.
Okay, that is awesome.
I cannot wait for that thing to come out. I got other people involved in it, and it might actually turn into a series if it actually kicks off, which would be cool. But then there's the wait. The wait is on for the new cards to be coming in. I'll probably get them on Wednesday, so I'll do a box opening for them because I got the bundle, and we'll see what else is. I think there's a shirt in this one, so that'll be fun. And then there's the other wait on the Polymega side of things. No new collections have been announced, so possible. It's been a while. It's been a really long time since they announced Polymega CD collection, so maybe there's some to do there. But also, I have to get into this giant pile of things and start playing some, so I will do that as well. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be looking forward to there.
Nice.
Plus, some, like little smatterings of things that'll go outside of the video game realm that you'll start to see on the channel too. So.
And then I should also mention, calling on Retro Gamers isn't dead. Me and Rich have been talking about that behind the scenes. It's just
that's right.
We're trying to figure out ways to bring that back into our schedule. We really legit want to bring that back really bad.
Yes, absolutely. Plus, I can still that copy of Lunar is staring me in the face.
Yes,
I really badly want to play some more. So
can you remember where you were?
Yes. Yeah. Well, the cool thing is I have a save state, but even more, I know exactly where I am because we have yet to leave the first main area, and we're right there. Like we're the step before we leave that little island where Alex and Luna and Ramus are. So.
And you have the strategy guide because that helps a lot. I would be totally lost. That at least tells you you need to go here and do this. Oh, cool.
Yeah, but I'm excited because the next thing that happens is you get to that next place and then you meet 3 or 4 characters and then you really are off to the races. We haven't even met Galleon yet, which is crazy. So,
I've only ever played one of them on, I think it's on the 2DS.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's when my kids were young, so I just didn't have the brain bandwidth to keep up with the game or work out what I was doing. So it pretty much I started it and never finished it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great game, man. It's awesome. I love the series. The one on DS, Dragon Song, is okay as far as it's kind of a weird retelling of the first game, but they did all sorts of different dialogue and that kind of stuff. The story is a little bit different, but still pretty cool. I mean, I love Lunar, so any Lunar I can get is all good. So But yeah, we can look forward to some more of that stuff. We'll
Yeah,
definitely
and you'll
do
see me and Rich's channels. We'll post that to our socials when we do that. So that'll be fun. And then tonight I'll be streaming live again. Probably do my usual 5-hour streams. It's funny because like last night, I think it's like everybody was like asking about you, and he's like, yeah, I was sleeping. It's all cool. That's what we figured. But, like, it's funny because whenever one of the regulars like doesn't show up, everyone's like, hey, where's such and such? Like, people get concerned. People get concerned, which is funny. So yeah, I'll be doing that next week. I probably won't get the carts until later, so I'm not sure what type of video that I will do. But I will tell you that like channel members, what they can look forward to is the part 2 of the fictional story that Gene made up, the audio that I'll react to that may get made into a video. But that was just like, oh my god, that was just like hilarious. So I can't. It'll be the end of the month. So yeah, I'll be recording that like sometime next week.
Nice.
So that's behind the paywall. But yeah, other than that, yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I think we'll call it here unless you guys have anything else.
Good to go.
Awesome, cool.
Thanks again for being here, Gene.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, for joining us.
Goodbye, everyone.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to check out all our check out the Evercade retreat. Good lord,
Yeah.
Gene puts up like a lot of cool stuff, and we need to get him to 1,000 subs. So please check out his channel and all of this cool stuff. So yeah, on that note, we'll go out, and thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.